All right, here we are in a beautiful Texas day, handling several cars out of a private collection here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. It's a little bit windy outside. We drove these cars down to the park and did the photo shoots and are bringing them back indoors here. Anyway, very nice, 13,000 actual mile, 1979 Pontiac Trans Am. We're going to walk around and tell you about it like we usually do, but let me repeat that, 13,000 actual miles on this one. It's a very nice car. It's quite obvious when you get inside that it's 13,000 actual miles, and in fact when I took it for the drive today, I could not believe this car just felt like a new car. You know, I'm pretty critical when I do these cars and I do the overviews. The paint on it, most of the paint, if not all of it, I couldn't tell you it's all of it or not. You could pick it for a little flaw here and there, but it appears to be all original. Somebody loved and cared for this car and drove it very little, interior wise, and we'll come back to the interior here, but I just wanted to kind of give you a peek to give you a feel as I go around here, and we'll bring you back to this side of the car. It is a T-top model, doors shut wonderfully. Again, driving it's just a dream. Definitely the kind of car you can drive and you'd want to drive some. T-top model. They've done some highlighting pinstripe all over the car, you know, in different areas of the car. It's hand painted pinstripe, and actually it makes it nice and appealing. I want to cover, there's a little spot back here. No way I'm going to cover every little tiny spot up, but there's a little bit of fade or thinness on the rear spoiler here. We'll get into the specs of these cars at Spud's Garage and that kind of thing, but we're going to just give you the basics and give you a view of the car here after we've studied it some more and went back and got all the specs out of it. Underneath the hood's very nice, just how you would expect a 13,000 mile car would be. The bird on the hood here, you'll see where they've highlighted the bird on the hood with some pinstriping and around the headlights, and you can kind of see where it flows with the body line, but it is hand done. It's probably the you can see where there's just a little bit of wear through fade on the front of the bird there. It shows you that it's original, so it's got good honest character. It's as shiny as you think it is. It's actually a great looking car. Honeycomb style wheels with the BF Goodrich TA radials on it. Underneath the hood is the TA 4.9. This one actually has a lot of options on it that the owner had, whenever it was special ordered. Underneath, nice solid original style car. It's the kind of car you can drive. As it looks like underneath, like an original car would. It was factory Z-barred, but option wise, get back to the options here. T-tops, I believe, were an option on this car. A lot of neat power options. It has air conditioning, it has the tuned suspension on it, has power windows, but it has an optional 4-speed transmission with a 4.9 liter. Shifts very smooth. The upholstery on it, clearly original upholstery, has the shoulder restraint seat belts, that type of thing. Would have been correct in 79. I'll get the lift the seat up here so we can kind of give you a feel of the back seat. I doubt anybody's ever sat in the back seat, let alone much in the passenger. No paint lines here. T-top headliner. Obviously a garage queen. It has an updated audio system in it. Somebody liked their music. It's got a Clarion equalizer here with some speakers and an upgraded radio in it. Car still smells similar to a new car when you're in it here. Gotta like the black with the red interior. Again, that door shuts wonderfully. Again, I believe most, if not all, of this paint on this car is original to this car. 79, I don't know what the first year they went to a clear coat is, but I believe this is probably the first year of that. Somebody will probably correct me. Again, we'll get you underneath the hood and get you the same kind of feel. You'll see the fender aprons are the same way. Big speakers in the back here. So they like their music and they like the 4-speed. So 4-speed loaded up with air. Power windows, tilt steering column. We'll get around to the driver's side here. Nice to do it indoors, actually get me out of the sun. Did a lot of photo shoots the last couple days. This is a car you could hop in and twist the key and have some fun. It was Z-barred at the dealer when it was sold new, I can tell you that. So it has been protected. Again, 13,000 miles, not much. So you'll see a Z-barred hole here, which means when it was new at the dealer, sold new at the dealer back in the days, they would actually ask you if you wanted to undercoat your car, and they would actually put a hole here and there, and they squirt to the inside of the doors and the bottom side of the quarter panels and the bottom of the car, and actually did protect them. Again, the interior is just spectacular. Lift the seat up again here, and we'll share the seat back with you, and you saw the condition of the seat back. Everything fits right. Tilt steering column, remote mirror, power door locks. Gauge cluster is just beautiful in it. It has the radial tune suspension, has a stabilizer bar in the rear. We'll get it to the undercarriage for you. 4-speed shifter here. There's a clock on the console here, and power window switches are here. Window fit is awesome. We took videos of that, photos of that. We'll have it at Spud's garage. The clock's still moving along. It's 2 o'clock here, and the clock's still going. It's 2 o'clock, just about 2 o'clock. Shifter here, I believe this is an original Hurst. It's the original Hurst shifter in it, and they had a Hurst shifter handle like this, but they were kind of like had a felt on them. So some of the felt's worn off. It's been shifted. You know, you can buy those. Volt gauge is 15. Fuel gauge is reading full. I'll have to double check that and make sure there's no issue there, because it's the needle's over here. If there is, we'll disclose it or we'll fix it. Oil pressure is 40 plus. Water temperature, we haven't warmed it up yet. Tachometer right here, factory tach. All the courtesy lights are working here. Just turned on the courtesy lights here. Believe this clock is an ad that somebody had put in there. Get out and let you hear it run. Get you underneath the hood. Again, look at the way the door's shut there. Very nice car. All right, we'll get you underneath the engine compartment, then we'll reach in and fire it up here for you and share that with you. Very nice, like we talked about during the walk around. Much like a 13,000 mile car would look. Look at those aprons, how shiny they are. It is a 4.9 liter shaker hood. I believe they were all shaker hoods. They just had different engine sizes, which is right around 300 cubic inches. We'll get into the specs at Spud's Garage. We'll do a little research on these cars. Has an upgraded or optional 4-speed manual transmission. Has power disc brakes, loaded up with equipment like we talked about. It has power steering, air conditioning over there, factory air conditioning. Looks like somebody's added an alarm to it here at one time. There's an extra lock underneath the dash too. There's an extra key for that. Just appears to be a very well maintained 13,000 mile car. Clean. All the emissions are intact on this car. On the undercarriage, when we had it up on the lift, we pointed out that it still had the catalytic converter, factory exhaust on it. So this would be a good you know, if you're in California or one of the states that require full emissions as it was factory equipped, this car has not been molested underneath the hood. So, or mechanically molested. It's just been actually enjoyed from what I can tell. All right, driver's side window glass and fitment to the T-top. Again, really nice fit on this one. On the T-top. Alright, we'll cover the window, glass, and fit. Very nice. Nice fit against the T-top here. Pinstripe that runs along the roof line here. Alright, we'll get you in the trunk here. Cover the trunk. Factory mini spare. Has a CD player in the stacker in the trunk here. See all the finish here. Floor pans are the same way. All factory. There you go. All right, as promised, we got the TA up on the lift here. Like we talked about during the walk around, low miles, obviously well cared for car. It's all stock underneath. It's not been molested. It has the radial tuned suspension, so it has a stabilizer bar in the back and all the things that went with that. Has a factory exhaust where the muffler splits out to duals in the back, so it's single to the back to the muffler, and then it splits out tails. It has a factory catalytic converter on it. This car was dealer protected with a Z-Bart style undercoat when it was new. We shared that during the walk around. It's not something that was added after the fact. It just overall protects the car, preserves it. So it's not molested underneath here at all. It's all factory. Never been apart from what I can tell. Factory suspension up front. Factory disc brakes up front. Again, the radial tuned suspension has a huge stabilizer bar up front here. It's the original spoiler on the front. See all the factory markings on it. Anyway, we think you get the idea. Definitely go to Spud's Garage. We'll have plenty of still photos from this bird. This TA Trans Am. Go out and do a body walk around for you, like we've done with every car on this equation or this trip. Tires are BF Goodrich radial TAs. I believe they're 225/70s, R15s. Date codes on these tires are 2013, but very limited miles and clearly stored indoors. Spoiler chin, good. Make sure you go to Spud's Garage. Plenty of still photos. Have a great day.